Hello, everybody. I'm hoping I'm officially live. Let me go click on my channel here to see. Just bear with me 1 second. It has been a heck of a day. I am. Good live. I see myself on the screen. Hello, everybody. This is like 6.0, 12.0. I'm trying to go live today and do this craft tutorial. So we'll see if anybody joins. I don't know. Typically, I go live at 11 a.m. My time Thursday morning, and it is now officially 4:31. So it's been one of those days. So we'll see if anybody comes in, but my desk was clean and I had everything out to do today's craft tutorial. So I wanted to get it done today. The ironic thing is one of the envelopes that I prepped for today. So let me back up. Today we are making these adorable envelopes out of large index cards. This is the large size. Let me give you the size. They are the 8 by 5. So that's what we're using today to make these cute little envelopes. I don't like that is backwards. Let me look at that really quick. I don't think I want a mirror. Okay, let's see. Is that better? Yeah, then you can read the wording. So there we go. Road trip was backwards. But we are making these cute little collaged envelopes out of the large index cards. We're using vintage map pages. And this was actually the square right here, this Los Angeles Central section was actually a piece I cut out from another map. And also digging into our Richard Scarry book illustrations and doing some fun collage work on top. But what I was going to say, the ironic thing was, the reason why I wanted to go live today is because one of the envelopes I prepped, I wanted to include it in my dad's package for Father's Day that had to be shipped today. And so I went live through the original link that I had set up, and I'm talking away. And I looked at my phone, and it didn't look like I was live. So I did a lot of talking. I took that cute little envelope, I put it into his package, taped it up, handed it off to my daughter, who took it to the post office, and you guys didn't even see it. So that's the irony of the whole thing. But here's one of the envelopes, and the reason why I really wanted to have that second one is the other one, I had gone ahead and glued the sides of it. So you can use these either way. You can use it like an actual envelope and glue the sides, or you can leave it like this and use it as a journaling spot. So it kind of works both ways, but I don't have that one to show you anymore. But as we make it and as we craft, hopefully it will come through. And I did, because Google was down and StreamYard was down, I actually hopped on and tried to go live via YouTube, just directly on YouTube, and I was successful with that. So that was a good experiment, except I discovered that I couldn't use my plug-in camera. I couldn't select it and do the down cam. So, and then I was muted, and it was all kinds of issues. So I ended up ending that stream. I actually deleted it because we didn't do a tutorial in it, but I kind of took the advantage of being on, and I had pulled one of our prompts out of the prompt jar. And then, of course, I've lost the piece of paper. But what I pulled earlier was zine. So zine is the crafty prompt for the week. So I will post a picture of this in our craft group, but we will be making zines this week in our craft group. So let me put that up here. And this past week, Let me make sure everything's good. Yes. This past week, I had pulled window envelope. And so this is what I made for the window envelope prompt. And these are one of my favorite things to make. I had posted on the community tab here in YouTube, and I had also posted some pictures on Instagram. But as you can see, it's made out of a window envelope. You can see kind of the envelope back there. And basically what I do is I cut them down to size and then just collage. So this is a great scrap buster. Get out your scrap bin and yeah, just have at it. And they're so very relaxing and they're so useful. So in addition to holding ephemera, you could also leave the back uncollaged, and then you could glue that down to a book page. Let me grab a book here, just as an example. So if you're going to use it in your journal, obviously you can stick it into another, a belly band or something like that. But how cute would that be to, whoops, let me get it straight here, is to glue it right onto the page of a journal, and then you can slip a tag in there, whatever. And somebody in the earlier live had said too, these would be great for happy mail. So you could make something like this and fill it full of stickers or little handmade labels, anything like that. But I don't know if you guys can see back here, because my craft area is in my dining room and it's like open to the house, open to everyone. I have a antique little box back here, and so that's why I love to make these, because they look cute. And of course these are holding my little Tim Holtz paper dolls, but they work great back there. And then here's a couple more that I have made in the past. This one holds the guys, but they're just fun. And each one I make a little bit different. This one I also made this past week, and I went with a very pink and blue and butterfly, kind of a very feminine vibe, but those are fun. And then I just grabbed one of my really small ones here that holds stickers. So you can see the little stickers inside here. And this kind of is like the maps that we're using today. So I had pulled out some kind of red, white, and blue. And this was actually a piece of ephemera that was on a vintage map. So I thought that was kind of fun for the back. So those are fun. And I do have a video out on how I made the small one. So if you're interested in that, you can go back and look. Let me make sure everything is good here. I don't imagine we're going to have a lot of people today because I am going live at a very odd time. It's probably late for some people, but let's dig in. I'm going to turn the camera around just so we have the down camera going here. And we'll get into the project. That means it'll be a quicker day. There we go. Hopefully you guys can see. Yeah, I know there's live sales going on. I'm going to put my little mouse down in here. I know Hazel is on. She's doing an interview right now with Martha, which I'm sad to be missing. Oh, I guess I need to do that. I'm having like issues today also with my computer. Okay. My touch screen is not working. So, okay, let's get down a little bit closer. Let's make you guys a little bit even. I hope somebody comes in so I have somebody to chit chat. Okay, let me put my phone here. All right, so as I said, we are going to be using a large index card. Certainly, if you don't have a large index card, you could use a piece of craft paper, something like that. You want to have not something too thin. You want it to have a little bit of heft to it, just so it stands up as far as being an envelope. And again, the measurements are 8 by 5. Okay. And you can certainly eyeball it. Whoops, that fell out of my book. I found that kind of the most pleasing to my eye was to fold this first kind of front fold at 3¼ inches. And you don't need to use one of these scoreboards. I just used it because I have it and I don't get it out that often and use it, but I'm trying to use all the tools at my disposal. So what we're going to do here is we're going to measure to 3¼ and just give that a little score. There we go, at 3¼ and we are, actually it doesn't matter if you're going to make it an envelope and glue the sides, you could, and because we're going to collage it, you could have the lines on the inside or the outside. It doesn't really matter. In fact, if you wanted, you could leave some of the areas bare, not collage them, and then the stripes could be part of that as well. Okay, so it looks like we're doing well. Okay, so there we go. So we're at 3¼ and then we're going to fold the top flap down. Now, again, this is just, you can just do it to your liking. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to come on the scoreboard right here and I'm going to give myself about 1/4 inch. So I'm just going to go above this front flap here and I'm going to score it at 1/4 inch. Just to give it a little bit of room, especially if we're tucking a note inside or a card, anything like that. Okay, so there is our envelope. We have our front flap and then our top flap of the envelope. Yep, and that looks pretty good. Now, the only adjustment I make, depending on the collage that I'm doing, as you can see in this envelope, sometimes I will come in and make the flap a little bit shorter, but we'll determine that here in just a bit when we figure out what collage elements that we're using. But as you can see on this particular one, I've shortened that top flap there. Okay, so there's that. So we're going to leave that as is. And what we are using to collage with today is vintage map pages. I'll kind of show you the back a little bit more. So we have the map on the back and different maps on the front. And what maps are really one of my favorite things to collage with. And what I love is not only the map side, but also this kind of other columns and kind of interesting text that you get on maps. So there's some of the examples. Yeah, let's see, here's this other one. I use these for the twine and button closures. I'm just using, so this backside are the columns, and then this text is really fun, especially in that green color. So I think I pulled out, like, these are some other pieces of ephemera that came off some other maps I had as well. So like, that's super fun. Where's my little pile here? I think there were some other things that I maybe pulled off. This is fun to use too. A lot of the maps have the compass rose on there, so these are fun too. You can come and do a paper punch. You can layer that on another piece of paper. So those are fun elements too that you can find in a map. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with our collage. And let me see what. So like in looking at this, see, this side of the map is a lot more neutral. So we have, you know, kind of that side. And then there's this side, which is great, that has, you know, it's more bold and bright punches of color. Maybe that's what we'll end up using. Let's see what we have here. I'm going to kind of go. Oh, this was the other one I wanted to show you. How cool is that? So this is a cool illustration here too on that other side of the map. Let me open it here. kind of see what we have going, what my options are. Yeah, kind of like this. I think I'm just going to go ahead and rip that down. Although maybe I want something with water. No, I think that's okay. All right, let me just rip this a little bit smaller down here just so it's not so, I have not such a crazy piece to deal with. There we go. Okay, let's rip it down a little bit. All right, I think those are great. Okay, so we're going to grab our glue stick. Hello, friends. Oh my gosh. Hello, Christy. Hello, Angela. What a day this has been. I'm so glad you guys are here. I feel like I've been talking to myself for the last however many minutes. I don't know how long it's been. 16 minutes. I've been that's a challenge. Talking to yourself for 16 minutes. But I wanted to do the live today. As I said earlier, my desk is clean. I need to get another glue stick. Let me go grab one. That one's down to its end and it's coming apart. Let's see how this one is. Oh my gosh, what a day. But I'm very glad you're both here. Hope you guys are having a good day. You're probably done with work by now, home, eating dinner. Okay, that looks good there. And whoops, and I'm going to turn it this way. Yeah, make sure I get it the right direction. Move that around a little bit. Okay, there we go. We'll press that down. Probably should have used the other side because we had quite a bit of ocean showing there, but that will work. Okay, let's grab our scissors. And then I find it's easier just to fold it again and then come in here and trim. Works pretty good. Okay, give that a bit of a trim. Okay, throw that away. Jim just pulled up. He's gonna wonder why I am on live right now. Usually I'm way done by the time he gets home. Okay, we don't know how tall our top flap is going to be, but let's cover it with some of that really fun column paper. Let me find where I had that. Here we go. Let's use a bit of that. And again, and we'll rip that down just so it's a little bit not so crazy. There we go. It's a little smaller. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Has anybody heard? I wonder what was going on with Google and all that, and all the, of course, affecting StreamYard. Oh, let me tear this down a little bit. I don't like a lot of the white, so I'm going to tear this down a little bit more just to get rid of that white if I can. Okay, just got rid of a little bit of it. Whoops, I feel like my head is kind of in the way. Let me put this camera up a little bit. Usually I don't have it as low. There we go. Keep bumping into it. Okay. Okay, burnish that down. And we'll get that a little trim. There we go. We'll trim it from the back side, nice and clean. Okay, and then let's find a map that maybe has a little bit more of a contrast. It looks a little bit different than this one. So I think maybe we had a piece. Nope, I don't like that. Let's see what was on the back. Yeah, let's use this one because this is a little bit different than the front and a little bit different than the column. So I think that's going to look really nice. Yeah, that's good. What's great about these envelopes, once you get the basic design down, then you can customize it to the theme of your journal. You can customize it if you're using it as a gift item for whoever you're gifting it to. So they're really versatile. And I leave a little bit of room. I'm not butting up right against this other piece of map. So I'm kind of giving a little bit of room for that fold. And I'll show you a little bit of a close-up here, just so it doesn't affect the way it's folding. Hi, honey. Did you hear, were you guys having issues at work? Google went down.
Which one?
Google was down today.
Oh, really?
So I couldn't go live this morning. So I'm actually doing it real quick right now. It's been one of those days. Okay, so you can see here where I'm just leaving a little bit of room, and we'll go back and ink that and kind of cover that up. But you can see I'm not putting those right flush with each other. I'm leaving a little bit of room for that fold line. I wonder if Amy Evan Owen is going to join us. She was actually the one that inspired last week. I said I wasn't sure what I was going to do this week, and she suggested travel theme. So I gave her a little bit of a shout out on Instagram. I have to thank her for the inspiration because I think these turned out really cute. Okay, so there we are. We have that front flap is covered. Here's the, oh, she's there. Hi, Amy. Do you think these turned out cute? You were the inspiration. And then here's our top flap here. Okay. All right. The other thing I'm going to go ahead and prep right now are these little cardboard, the buttons, what we're using for the buttons. And I've showed you this before, but what I did was I took a hole punch, and I find that like kind of 3 or 4 of this sort of thinnish craft paper works really good. It's kind of a nice thickness. So you just have to play around with it and see what works best for you. Oh, good. I'm glad you like them. And it worked out perfect too. I know Susie said that we should do something for Father's Day. So I kind of did a little combo. And I don't know if you heard, I actually had, you guys will have to go back and look at the thumbnail and whatever I posted on Instagram and YouTube, because, or the community tab, because I attempted to go live out of the link that I had set up this morning, and I was just talking to myself. It didn't, I looked over at my phone, and for some reason, it said I was live here on my laptop, but not on my phone, because I wanted to show all of you and use that as one of my demos, but I stuck it in my dad's package and handed it off to Taylor for her to take to the post office. So I guess best laid plans. Things don't, this has been one of those days. Things just don't always go the way you have them planned. So you just have to roll with it. Hi, Cynthia. Let's see. My 18-year-old son is touring Japan right now, and I've been prepping for scrapbooking. Oh, doing scrapbooking for his trip. Oh, this would be so cool. And you could do Japanese maps, right? Or if he's bringing back, if he brings back any ephemera, oh, wouldn't that be fun to do the Japanese maps? And then you could probably find little bits of ephemera and stuff to add, or little Japanese characters. Oh my gosh, how adorable. And I don't know if you saw at the beginning too, Cynthia. Whoops, there's my pen, which I always lose. The nice thing about these two is you can glue them on the side here and make them, this one I didn't glue yet, but you can glue the side down, and then you could actually, if you want, you don't have to cover the back, kind of like those ephemera envelopes I just showed you guys. So then you can glue this down, right? And then if you glue the sides, then it's a little tuck spot, or you can just leave it like this and right on the inside. So they're kind of multifunctional. All right, I think I need one more. I need one more circle. Oh, that's so fun. What a great trip. We've talked about that as a family. My husband is half Japanese from Okinawa, and we have talked about going as a family, and we have not. I would love to go see where he spent the first 11 years of his life, and of course the kids would love to go to mainland Japan too. It would be an amazing. Oh yes, oh my gosh, that would be so cute, with the little tickets stuck in the inside. Oh my gosh, adorable. Are you on Instagram, Cynthia? Would love to see a picture. Do you ever post to Instagram? If you do, tag me. Would love to see it. So cute. Okay, let me find. I've been enjoying using this little bit of map here, which is that little green font. So let me cut a couple of those. I think it adds just a really fun pop of color against the map. Okay, and we'll glue those on. And you can use glue stick. I'm just using art glitter glue because it dries much quicker, but I used both in this project. I think that the ones that I made as my samples, I used glue stick. Okay, there's one, and here's two. Oh yeah, and I'm the same. Day Trip Vintage Co. C-O. I am, in fact, in the link tree on the top of my screen on the bio, it has a link to my Instagram page. I just love to see what everybody else is making. Very inspiring, very fun. Okay, so there we have our little buttons, and again, I used 3 of those kind of thin cardstock. Okay, so we'll set those aside. Hopefully, I don't lose those. Okay. Oh, let's see. The other thing I want to prep is this little hang tag here. I think I probably did one thickness. Let's try one thickness and see how that works. But I think it fortified it enough that I just did the 2 layers. So let's cut one of these and we'll get that prepped. And it was so cute on the one that I mailed to my dad. I just wrote dad and then ampersand and grandpa on it. It was so cute. Let's see. Let me grab a piece of cardstock. I didn't grab a scrap of that. Let me do that really quick. That was one thing I didn't kind of have out here and prepped. Of course, I always have tons. That'll fit. Put that down below. Let me cut this a little bit closer just because that cardstock's a little bit narrow. There we go. Okay. So fun. And what a great trip to go when you're 18. Time of his life, I'm sure. Okay. Oh, I just saw what you wrote, Amy. Yeah, it is glitch free. Oh my goodness. So this is the 3rd time going live today. Or maybe it's the 4th, well, I guess 4th time because I attempted it the first time. Then I managed to get myself live through YouTube itself. Then, of course, I was talking to myself and tried to go through. Maybe I'll do one more. We'll do 2 on this one. Just because it's hanging down and might get some use and wear. I don't know if this one hadn't worked. I don't know. Would I have given up? Probably not, but I wouldn't have attempted it again today. I would have probably done it tomorrow. I'm also wondering if that original one wasn't working because I went in and changed the time. So I think I just majorly confused it. But that's okay. Okay. And then I'm just trimming. Yeah, I like the thickness with the 2. Okay, there we go. Put that aside. Let me get a few things out of my way. Not to trash. Okay. Get that out of the way. Get those out of the way. Okay. All right, so there's our little label. And now let's take a look at the collage elements. I think I have 2 here. I pulled out a couple. And I'm going to show you the book that I pulled them out of. That was like the first thing I was thinking, well, travel. Certainly we have to use and play with maps. So that was the first thing that I grabbed out of my stash. And then the second thing I grabbed for was one of my Richard Scarry books. Of course, this is the best story book ever because, I don't know, something about Richard Scarry. I think he enjoyed doing lots of, obviously his illustrations were big on movement. So there's a lot of automobile, bicycles, trains, boats, all that kind of thing. So this was kind of the first thing. I mean, even this one would look super cute. But if you didn't want to do the travel theme, there's so many great illustrations in this book. It is one of my favorite. You can tell it's well loved. Used it a ton. Okay, so these are the couple that I pulled out. This one's awfully cute. It has like a little kitty cat in a bus, so that's an option. I shouldn't say it so loud because my husband's in the other room back there. I also grabbed out this really cute Jeep. So I may end up making two. I'll just make one with you guys, but I think when I get off camera, my husband, not a red Jeep, he has a silver Jeep, but I thought this would be kind of fun for the kids to put a gift card in for him. So that's an option. And then I found this one. I'm going to see if we can make this work. And so definitely we need to cut this top flap down, but I think this might be really cute. So let's see here. I don't know what happened to my big ruler. You kind of see. Let me grab my pencil. I'd rather cut off less than too much. Okay. Just so it's not as wieldy here. So let me take off this top here and get that aside. And I'm going to put this over in this bowl because I'm sure that I will lose it. So let me put those things there just so I don't misplace them. Okay, so now, all right. Oh, see, I've already lost the envelope itself. Okay, so let's see what we have going on here space-wise. I think that's going to fit pretty good. Okay, so let me come in. I'm just going to start doing a little bit of a fussy cut. On this one where I did the bridge, I left a little bit of this cloud here. So I did kind of this one took me a long time because I had to come out and do a lot of fussy cutting inside the top of the bridge there. But I think I'm not going to leave any of the cloud there. I think we're going to cut that out. And I guess we can come back in if we wanted to add a little bit of cloud on the top. Let's see. If everybody is having a good day. Let's see. I'm going to cut quickly around the little cat and then I'll come. I'm hoping the kitty fits. Yeah. Hoping the kitty fits. Let's get rid of that part. Okay. And let's do a little bit of fussy cut around the kitty. Is anybody doing anything special for Father's Day? Not sure what we're going to do yet. My husband actually works a lot on the weekend, so I'm not sure if he's on call this weekend or if he's home. So that may gauge what we end up doing. Okay. And hello to anybody that is watching hasn't said hello in the chat. I do have the, and it's just to kind of keep out kind of bot situations. I do have it turned on that you need to be a subscriber, but I have it set to the lowest, which is 1 minute, just so I don't need to monitor the chats as much. But you could always subscribe and then unsubscribe if you want to say hello. Okay. Luckily, this isn't super tedious. I won't have to get my little cutter out, hopefully. I like this little kitty with its kind of hobo knapsack. I don't know, is he trying to get a ride from the Piccadilly Circus bus, or he just happens to be there? And then look at, is that a little mouse? I love the detail. I don't know if there's like a little mouse down there in the little tugboat. So cute. Did you all love Richard Scarry when you were kids? I just adored. I had a couple of his really big books. I didn't have this particular one, but I had some of those like really large, I don't know, was it the Busy Book? I don't know what it was. And I would just sit there for hours, kind of mesmerized by the illustrations. I feel like you could look at that, you know, one page so many multiple times and not see everything, not see all the details. Ooh, let's see. Do we want to leave some of this water? I'm going to cut the tugboat out. Okay, so the water won't show. So that doesn't matter. And we'll end up cutting off. Oh, that's so cute. Okay. I love that. Look how cute that is. Okay. All right. And I'm just going to fold that down just a little bit. Okay. We're definitely going to need to shorten this top flap. In fact, probably quite a bit. I'm going to drop this down. But let me see how much we want. That is the one thing about these envelopes. You have to, I mean, if you're just using like a printable that you can print over and over again, you can kind of mass make them. But with these little kind of special cutouts, so I'm thinking, I guess I could do it a smarter way. Let's see. So if we put that there, so I think we can make our flap probably right about there. Let me see. I kind of want to get a visual there. Yeah, I think there I might even make it a little bit, maybe a little bit shorter. And I'm going to grab the paper cutter because that will give us the best straight cut. All right, I think that's pretty good. We'll see what our alignment is. Yeah, and we'll drop that down. Oh, so cute. Let's see. Double check. It's good just to check, recheck. Yeah, we'll probably drop that down a little bit. So this will end up being about right there, I think. Okay, so let's grab our ink. Let's ink everything a little bit. You're just relaxing. Yeah, that's probably what we'll end up doing too, Amy. And truthfully, that's probably most what my husband would like to do, is just relax. Probably grill some steaks. That would probably be his favorite meal. Steamed rice, Japanese rice, steak, some kind of veggie. Very simple. Okay, and then let's take the opportunity, now that we know kind of where our flaps, you know, the size of the flap and everything, let's take the opportunity to do a little corner punching here, just to round everything out. I think it finishes it off nice to do that. Just that little extra detail. So we're going to do this top flap. And then we did here as well. And then we're going to do a little punch here like we did here in the center. And I'm just going to line it up here and then find the center. Find that's kind of the easiest. Okay, so 5 inches. So we're at 2.5. Mark that. Aren't they fun? I know. Richard Scarry. I don't know. Just makes me happy. Just makes me happy. Okay. There we go. Is that on your wish list, Cynthia? I love it. Quilting and paper crafting. I love it. I have a little, I've never quilted, but I love the whole craft of quilts. I have, my mom had a wonderful antique quilt collection, which I'm so happy to have. And I just think they're beautiful. And my husband and I, we got married in October, the month of October, which was not like a super good month for, you know, vacation spots. You know, there wasn't anything like super, super beachy. So we ended up doing Hawaii. And we stumbled upon a shop that had, I don't know if it was like a quilt shop. I mean, it could have been like a fabric shop, and then they happened to be selling quilts as well. And we bought a beautiful, hey, sweetheart, you leaving? Okay, have fun. Like an art quilt. So it wasn't like a big full quilt, but it was probably, I don't know, maybe 3 feet, three or 4. So basically a quilt that you could frame, and which we did. So when we got home, we had it framed, but it's so beautiful. It's a fish, and it's with all kinds of batik fabrics and the artist. So it's like the shape of a fish, and then she came in and did all kinds of like cool stitching to give it lots of movement. So beautiful. I think that's just a beautiful art form. Okay, that looks good. Let me give a little bit of inking in here. And maybe here, because I don't know if I will glue this one up the sides. I actually have one of my personal little golden book journals is a Richard Scarry journal. So this may end up going in there, I think. So I don't know that I'm going to glue the sides up. So I'll just give it a little bit of inking in here as well. Okay, I think we're pretty good. Oh, that's good. Do you, Cynthia, do you combine, like, have you combined your quilting and your journal making? Do you, like, have you made quilted covers and that kind of thing for your journals? Let's see, Cynthia said I'll be, oh my gosh, a quilting retreat, participating online from my house. Oh my gosh, so fun. But this weekend, my adult sisters keep coming up with emergencies they need you for. It's good to be needed, though. And it's good to be loved and needed. I love that. Yeah, sometimes I'm like, I just want to craft. I just want to craft. And yeah, stuff comes up. Kind of keeps you from it. Okay, I think we're looking good. This is so cute. I'm going to put that in my bowl. I don't want to use that. We'll use that for something. Okay, where's my line? There it is. There's my line. And let's just do a double check. Let's make sure. I probably could lift it up a little bit, actually. That could go up a little bit. Yeah, I think so. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to hold it down here and just so it doesn't move, and add my glue. Because whenever I pick something up, and if I haven't marked it perfectly, it ends up moving. There we go. So we'll just kind of do half and half, and then we can come back in and trim. Okay. Go. So I'll just do this since it's covering that whole bit. We'll just put our glue down there. Oops, kind of went over a little bit. All right, super cute. Now we'll trim that up. Ooh, you know what I didn't? Oh, friends, you know what I didn't do? I think we're going to have to go over here. Look what I did. I didn't take into account our button closures. So I think what we're going to do is we will have to end up kind of putting them here on the side, but we're going to make it work. I forgot about that little detail. Okay. But we are going to make it work. It's been too crazy of a day not to make it work. Okay. Unless, I don't think we want to cover up our cute little bus. Let's kind of look at it here and see. I feel like it would cover up the bus too much. So we're going to do it over here. Okay. Okay, but first, let's do a little bit of extra collaging on this top. So you can see I did a little bit of collaging here, so we ended up with a little bit of, what's the word? A little bit of extra detail up there. And I love using this kind of just Dollar Tree. It's their ledger paper. I think it has a great pop of color. It's one of my go-tos. So let's get a little strip here. I think I'll take this so that we get a little bit more of that green. Okay, that's good. Yep, that's perfect. And then I'm just going to rip the ends here. Okay, that's good. Let's ink that up. It is. It is. Improvise. Little oopsie. Then you have to improvise. But this Piccadilly Circus, this little bus is way too adorable. Even if I had dropped it down, I don't know that we would have had much room, because I like that you can see the map here underneath the bridge. I don't know that I would have necessarily wanted to lose that little detail, but okay. All right, that is good. Let's glue that down, and then we'll see if we have room for another little handmade label. Might not have room if we're moving the buttons over. So much glue on my fingers. Okay, that's good. I don't think I inked these up, so let's hit these with a little bit of ink. I would love to go to a retreat. That is my dream, to be able to go to an in-person. I would love an online one too, but I really would love to be able to do an in-person someday. Okay, let's go ahead. I'm going to mark. I'm just going to do a quick center here on these little buttons to find our center. And then I'm going to grab, let's see, where is it? Did I leave it out? A little tiny hole punch, which I am not seeing. Did I put it away somewhere else? No. Where is that at? No, I just used it. Okay, where would you be? Or a little tiny hole punch. Okay, it's not that. It's like a little teeny tiny. I have this one too, but it's a little bit too big. Oh, here it is. It fell. Here it is. It's down by my scissors. Okay, so I'm just going to punch out center hole. It's like it walked away like my, what was it last week? Something seemed to have walked away and I ended up finding it. Okay, so there we go. We're punched out. I'm going to grab some of these little brads here. I noticed some of these, especially the silver ones, they're like bent and not usable. Might need to change the color. Let me see. I kind of like the silver. Usually I go for the bronze. I'm looking at them and it seems like mostly the silver had that problem where one of the little ends was bent and made them unusable. Okay, so let's see where we want to put these. I think I'm going to put them fairly close to the bus. I mean, I guess if I wanted, but that's probably a little too extra. I was thinking we could do one on each side, but I think that's a little bit too busy. But let's see here. I think that's pretty good. Mark that. Oh, here it is. I'm just having a hard time seeing it. Probably should use pen. Okay, so I have my little holes. Where's my punch? Still very hard to see. There it is. Right on Riverside. Okay, that's pretty good. going to use our little brads here. Whoops, what happened? There we go. It's not wanting to go through. There we go. I think I have so much glue on my fingers. Everything is sticking together. Okay, and then we just open the little ends to the brads there. Okay, there we go, finally. Goodness gracious. Okay, and then on this one, so I kind of did two, I guess this one I did washi tape because I was thinking that I would end up gluing it. But this one I just cut out a little piece of paper here and glued it on just so nothing would catch on the back of that brad. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's find something kind of fun and decorative here. Although I guess we could just, oh, we could use a piece of this, right? That'll work. Let's do that. Kind of cute too, because it has the lines on it, or the grids. Okay. That's cute. I trim it a little bit because of the paper's so thin. Sometimes it doesn't cut evenly with the paper punches. I could take another piece of paper and kind of sandwich them together, and it would probably cut a little bit better, but that's good. And actually, I'm not going to ink it. I think I'm not going to ink it. Let's do that. Okay. But washi tape works really great for this piece of paper. It's cute. I like the contrast. Contrasty, but kind of similar. Do it that way. Okay. They do get dull after a while. I have some that I've kept, and I don't know, I'm stubborn. So I'm like, oh, I don't want to throw them away, but really I probably should. And I've tried the tinfoil thing where you put the tinfoil to see if I can get them sharp again, but I haven't had a lot of success with that. They get dull and worn out after a while. Okay, let's see where we are at. Okay, like what's going on there. Now, I'm not sure if we have a room on here for any label. Let's see. Would maybe fit there. Maybe down here. Let's see if we think that's too busy. Might be too busy. I guess we could go this way. We could go that way. We'll see what you all think. So I think we could put a little label there, maybe with a number. I don't think I have any stamps that would be up and down other than the number. What do you guys think? And I don't think it fits here. I feel like it's really off the edge there. think that's probably it. I think this is probably the best place. So you guys put in the chat if you think that would be cute. Maybe with a number. I think it might look kind of cute. Okay, so I'll look back at the chat and see what you guys think. And then in the meantime, let's put something fun. Let's collage the back. Let's see, what did I have here? I'm whispering. I want to keep this for my husband's with the Jeep. He works in the oil refinery business, so I think I'm going to keep that for him. But let me see if there was something else here. I do have this little, oh, this is cool though. This one would also be cool for his chevron. Or do I want the chevron? Oh, they're both chevron. See, now I'm squirrely. Let me see if there's anything in here. Is it good there on the left? Okay, good. Good. Let's see. I feel like the older maps have like the cooler things. I don't think there's anything super cool on this one. Let me see what's on the other side. Well, this is kind of cool. This like Los Angeles here. We don't want to use the barcode. Let's do that. Let's use this index to streets, Los Angeles. I have so many vintage maps from the LA area. LA and San Diego is what I have. My mom had picked up a huge lot at a garage sale like years and years ago. Probably like 20 years ago. I don't know. I was making jewelry with vintage maps, and yeah, it was like the ultimate. I'm just looking on the back of these. It was like the ultimate score. Huge box of vintage maps, and I'm still working my way through them. Okay, I think this is good. And what we can do is back it in something else just to give it a little bit of interest. But that's kind of cool. And then this one we'll save that one for Jim. Okay. All right, I like that. And what do we want to back it in? Maybe I'll grab another piece of this cardstock. Or we could use this. I'll get a little piece of this cardstock out of here. If I have a piece that's big enough, I could use that. That's awfully thick. I use these, why did I do that? I use these as thank you, little thank you cards in my Etsy orders. This will work. And sometimes they must have been bent or something, so I stuck them in here, or sometimes the stamp doesn't work, but they're pretty thick. They're pretty thick cardstock. Let's ink that up a little bit. Hi, Susie. Oh, bye, Cynthia. Oh, I'm so glad you were here. Yeah, I'm so glad you were here hanging out with us. I hope you have an amazing evening. And yeah, definitely come find me on Instagram. I would love to see what you're making. Love that. Hi, Susie. How are you? I bet you were over on Hazel's channel. I bet. I'm bummed. I always seem to somehow miss her interviews, but I know I can go back and watch as soon as we're done here. I bet it was marvelous. Okay, let's glue that on. You were, yeah, I bet. I bet there's a lot of friends over there. Okay, I'm gonna glue it there and then take one of my decorative scissors and we'll cut around that just to give it a little extra fun. Little extra interest. And then it's always hard to figure out how the corners are going to turn out. Oh, that was pretty good. Kind of have to line them up a little bit. Oh, that ended up. It's a little crooked, but it's cute. Okay. All right, let's turn this over. Okay, let's ink that up a little bit. Make sure I don't glue it upside down, which I've been known to do very often. Glue that down a little bit. Was it nice to meet Martha? Oh, I can't wait. I listened for just a few, just like a minute maybe before I came on, and I was like, oh, that's right, Hazel's on right now, because usually we're on here in the morning. But it sounded like you all were having fun. Yeah, in fact, look at that's a total scrap. That's from my other Etsy shop. They have that great feature on Etsy where when people purchase, they can leave a gift note. I don't know that I've ever done a gift note in my vintage shop on Etsy, but did it all the time in my other handmade shop. Okay. That's cute. I like that. And we could come in and add, you know, we could add other labels and do another little collage, but I think we will. Did I do it the right way? Yes, I did. I think we'll leave that. Okay, let's find something fun to put on our label here. And I'm thinking a number will probably work the best because we're going up and down. Let's see, does that fit? I think that's too big. That 4.5 would be kind of fun. Seeing anything else if it would kind of fit the space. Of course, we don't need to go the right way. Let's see what else we have. I feel like in one of my other stamp, oh yeah, let's see if that 6 fits. I know I have the 6 here. Let's see if that fits. Let's cross our fingers. I think that might be our best bet. We have a little 5. Ooh, it's awfully big. It's awfully big. And then this 5 seems awfully small. I could do like a 5 and then maybe do like some stars. Of course, those are, well, that's kind of cute. I don't know that I'm going to be successful, but let's try. Yeah, because I just feel Like that's going to go over the edge. Let me look in one more stamp set. I think I have those. I don't know if they're letters or numbers from Dollar Tree. Oh, these will work. This is good. And we don't have to cross our fingers and hope that it works correctly. Okay, let's get that out of the way. Yeah, let's see what we have in here. I think these are good. All right, now decisions. What number? 8, maybe. Number 5. Oh, that's way too big. I don't know. What's the number? Let's see if anybody shouts out a number. Oh, the 5's kind of cute. Let's see. I know, Amy, they mine too. In fact, I just threw one in the trash like this past week, I think, making this project, and I was fiddling with it too much. You know how they catch? Like, I guess on the inside part they catch, and I just kept fiddling with it, and I'm like, I'm done. It's going in the trash. I've had them since the kids were little. You know, I bought like a big variety pack when they were little for art projects and stuff like that. So I'm like, life is too short. It's going in the trash. I'm not fiddling with it. I feel like too, they're in the thrift stores all the time too. Or if they all break down, then I can buy another set. Okay, so there's the 5. That's cute. Let me see if I can. Yeah, Susie. So this was a heck of a day. I wasn't able to go live this morning because there was a Google issue. And then that meant, hi, Terry. Hello. Which meant there was a StreamYard issue, and I thought it was something on my end. Hi, Nettie. How are you? Hope everything went good today. I've been thinking about you all day. Thinking about you and Jordan. I hope it went well. Never fun. Those yearly scans are never fun. Okay, let me see if I can do this. Just the 2. Ooh, how do I do that? I want just the 2 stars. Do I do it this way? Anybody have advice? It's 3 stars and I don't want to cut them, but I'd love to have 2 stars up there. Oh my gosh, it was such a day. Then I managed to go live on YouTube, but couldn't do the down cam, couldn't get the down cam to work. I pretty much have spent all day researching, trying to do the live thing. So and then then I was fiddling with everything, and then it muted me, so the sound went away, because for a second there I was thinking, oh, I could do a haul, I could do something since we're all together. So then I just gave up. I ended it. I deleted it. And yeah, so then I decided my desk was clean. I had everything prepped. I wanted to still do this craft today. And so I went into the original stream I had set up in StreamYard, and I was sitting here talking, and I'm thinking, gosh, nobody's come in. And then I looked at my phone. So it was live to me on my laptop, but not on the phone. So then I had to end that one and ended it up deleting that as well. Oh my gosh. So it's been a heck of a day, but I did learn some things. On the positive note, I did figure out it was pretty easy. Ooh, I hope this works. Okay. Oh, that's cute. I did it. Okay, there's our little 5, and we have some little stars there at the top. So I did figure out that I can go live on YouTube. That wasn't too terribly hard, and it was quite similar to StreamYard. So that was interesting to see, but my plug-in camera, I couldn't get it to select my plug-in camera. Would only let me do the webcam here on my laptop that I use for the front facing. And I even deleted, like I went through it several times, watched some YouTube videos, downloaded some Logi things. That didn't do anything, but really, I guess it didn't make sense that it should, because it's just a plug-in camera, but it wouldn't come up as a selection. So I think when you do it that way, when you set up your stream, if you're doing it through YouTube, I think maybe you have to select what camera you're using, but of course it wouldn't give me the option. So yeah, it was a day definitely positive and fruitful, and trying new things and figuring some things out, what worked, what didn't work. But okay, so we're going to put our little label here. I said if this one hadn't worked, that would have been it for the day. I mean, I wouldn't scrap the project. I would have probably come on tomorrow at 11 in the morning, my time, and 2 Eastern. I would have done it tomorrow, but I have so many other, like, I need to do some haul videos. I have a bunch of other stuff that I'd like to get done. So yeah, I persisted. And it paid off eventually. Would that look cute? Yeah, let's put these little, I think that'll look cute. Let's do some little stars over here. Let's see how that looks, just to give it a little extra. Oh, that's cute. I like the little stars there. So we have the stars there, stars there. I discovered these stars the other day. I was having fun with them. Kind of my new favorite. Okay, so we have that, we have that. Okay, now let's get our twine. And where is, here, we have our other little label that we prepped. Let's ink that up a little bit. Yeah, I was trying to stay very calm. I was trying to stay calm, but I was really frazzled. And you know how the funniest thing, our gardener always comes on Thursdays, and he's always here when I'm doing the live. And he had the blower. It was so loud. And I don't know if it's I'm an undiagnosed ADHD, but sometimes when there's too much sound or loud sound, I don't do well. Like I can't focus. Even to the point where, like when the kids were little, it's definitely driving. Like if we were driving, there were a bunch of kids in the car, and my kids, friends, and how kids they get really loud. And I would just be like, okay, everybody has to be quiet. I'm concentrating. So I have a really hard time concentrating when there's lots of noise and things coming at me. And so when that first stream basically died and I couldn't go live, and I thought it was something I was doing. I didn't realize it was a Google problem. And he was at the door, and it was so loud. And then Taylor came in. I was trying to keep it together. I was like, there's too much noise. Aren't those cute? I love the stars. They're my new favorite this week. Is your daughter like that, Susie? Yeah, it's just yeah, like if the TV's too loud, you know, kids are watching a movie or something like that, and I'm really trying to concentrate, I can't. I get very overwhelmed when it's when it's like that, which I don't like being that way, but just very sensitive. Only when I'm really trying to focus and concentrate. I mean, I could be at a concert or in a movie theater, and that kind of noise doesn't bother me at all. It's when I'm really trying to hyper focus. Okay, so I'm just going to take, I just have a big long piece of twine, and I'm going to wrap it around this bottom little button we created. And I'm just going to tie a little knot. The other ones I didn't do a double knot, but I guess this one I will. Let's do a little double knot. Are you that way too, Nettie? Let's see. I joke with Jordan that she can't talk to me when I'm backing. Oh no. Yeah. Yeah. No way. Well, Nettie, remember when we went to Santa Barbara on our trip? Nettie knows. We had a girls' trip. And remember, Gabby kept, I'd be like, you back out. Oh my gosh. Here, you back out the car. You park the car. Oh my gosh. So Nettie knows. I've also gone wrong directions on the freeway with Nettie in my car. So Nettie knows firsthand. Yeah, I do that too. I just say like, okay, nobody's talking. Turn the radio off. I'm concentrating. Are you that way too, Kathy? Okay, good. You think it's normal? I don't know. I feel like some people can just like do their thing no matter what. I can't. I've never been that way. And I think the older I get, the worse it is. I get sound, but only those times where it's, you know, I'm concentrating. It's very important. It's crucial. There's safety. Certainly safety wasn't involved this morning with this whole Google thing. Okay, so we've tied that bottom. And did I even say, I don't think I even said hi to you, Kathy. I just read your thing. I hope you're having a good day. Normal. Okay, good. I'm so glad I'm normal. Okay, so I think what I'll do, and I just kind of play around with it. I just kind of wrap it around whatever direction kind of makes sense before we're going to tie this little thing on here. So I just kind of wrap it around, see what looks good. Let's see. Do we want to do one more? In fact, I'm going to back up. So I think I'm going to go this way and around. I just do it till, yeah, I like that better. Just till, so it kind of looks pleasing. The amount, I think that's probably pretty good. Okay. Now we're going to tie on this little label tag thingy. So glad I'm normal. I'm so glad. And I'm just going to tie a little bit of a knot. Pull that down here. Especially on a day like today. It's good to feel, it's good to know I'm normal and amongst friends. Okay. That was turning out kind of weird. Let me try that again. These are always all the fiddly parts when you get down to these little details here. There. And it is covering, I guess we could have had it that way, but I feel like I kind of like it this way. Should I make it shorter? It is now covering up the bust, which of course I had to move the buttons over because the buttons were going to cover up the bust. But I guess that's okay. That can't be helped. We can't really, it still looks cute. We can't help that it's covering it up. And I like this little detail. So I don't want to leave it off. But certainly if you have an oversized collage element like we have here, then you can leave off this little detail. maybe I need to cut this. That's probably my part of my big problem here. Oh my goodness. There we go. I'm having so much trouble here. Let me undo it. There we go. There we go. Better. Okay. It was just way too tight. Okay, we'll just leave a little tail because I think that's kind of cute to have a little tail there. And let's get our little splatter, my favorite splatter. Let's do a little splatter on the little hang tag. Kind of looks like a little luggage tag too, right? So cute, especially this whole travel theme. Okay, that's cute. I didn't do it on the others. I didn't do the little splatter, but I think I'll do it a little bit on this one. Just because. Let's do a little bit on the buttons, because that's so cute. And maybe a little bit over here. And we'll do a little bit on this label here. It needs a little something. Cute. Okay. Let's see. Okay, Kathy. Oh, Kathy's finishing up a crafting video. Good. So fun. Be right back. Okay, let's see. Susie said I missed most of this, so when you're done, yeah, I'll show this other one. I think that's what you're saying, to show the other one too. And I had a third one. That was the whole other saga of why I wanted to go live today after all, because one, I wanted to put in my dad's Father's Day package. And so when I did the live where I was just talking and then nobody was popping on, and then I looked at my phone, so I was live here, but I couldn't see anything live on my phone, and I had shown it, handed it off to my daughter, sealed it in the priority envelope, and away it went. So I only have the one sample to show you, but you can look back. You can look on Instagram, you could look community tab, and of course the thumbnail has the two that I originally made. Okay. All right. So let's look at, I'll wrap it up, but look at the here. So here's the inside. So again, you can just use it this way. You can just leave it open this way. So this is a great writing spot. You could actually put little pockets in here, which would be adorable. And I think it's okay that this is here. If you didn't want to see the back side of the buttons, you could probably like collage something on here too, but how cute would that be to put some little like side tuck or corner tuck pockets? Would be adorable. So that's another version you can do. And then certainly if you want it to function like an actual envelope, then you would glue the sides here. But I've just left this one open because I'm not really sure how I will end up using it. I think they'll both end up in my Richard Scarry journal. So I'll probably wait to see how I'm going to use them in that journal, and then I'll decide if I'm going to, oh, that looks so cute, if I'm going to glue the sides up. So how cute is that? I think those are stinking cute. And of course, with the Richard Scarry, you kind of can't help them being cute. I feel now that I'm looking at the front, the back can probably use a little zhuzhing, but I won't do that right now. I might do that kind of after the fact. But you could add, do a little bit more collage, maybe put another label on here, maybe something that has a little color. There's so much color on here. In fact, probably what I'll do is I'll go through my book. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is it. Look at the little, oh my gosh. I'm going to do it right now. You guys want to hang out with me right now for a little bit? Oh my gosh, he needs to be on the back. It's the little hobo guy. I'm calling him a hobo. Does it say? Oh my gosh. Okay. We're putting him on the back because he matches the front. I'm so glad I just saw him. Right? Oh, so cute. Okay. I'm going to leave a little bit of the grass. That was meant to be. And then I'll show the other one too, so Susie can see that. I love this project. We'll probably, like I said, we'll probably eventually use this in another capacity because I really would like to visit putting little pockets on the inside and kind of using it that way. And of course, these are great handmade envelopes. I stuck a little gift card, movie gift card, and I know my dad's, I don't think he'll watch, so hopefully I won't ruin the surprise, but did like a little movie gift card and put a little note inside of his. Let's see, do I want the green there? Kind of like the green, but it's a little, let's see if I can do that. It's a little rounded. Let's see if that helps. And I'll show you too, if you want to put a small size index card, you have to shorten the length a little bit on them. Because if you're gluing, once you glue the sides, the index card doesn't quite fit in here. Hopefully that makes sense. And so if you're gluing it, what I do is I glue the side and then I just do a little bit of trial and error, because even when you use the art glitter glue, it spreads a little. So you probably have to cut maybe 1/4 of an inch. And so I just keep playing with it until it fits in there properly. And also rounding, these are my instructions, also rounding the corners really helps it slide in and out well. Oh, so cute with our little guy here. Oh my gosh. Let's see where he works. Well, do we like him down there? Let's see. Oh my gosh, Nettie, that was so long. I didn't realize it was so long. Oh my goodness. Well, we'll have to catch up about that. Oh, I'm so glad she's done and you could go pick her up. That's awesome. Wow. Oh, you want to hang out for a while, Terry? Okay, good. Goody. It was a saga. It was a saga. I like nice calm days, not saga days. I'm trying to see if would I want a label in here at some point in time? I don't know. I do like a little bit of that color. Let me see. Now I'm really squirreling. I don't know what would we put on it though. Oh, we could also do like a little oval, like a circle or an oval. I'm just seeing if I want a label there. Circle. Don't know. Here's this little one. I love this label stamp set. I like that little additional pop of red. Yeah, maybe we'll do one of these. We'll have to figure out what we're going to put on it. Let me get that out of the way. And I need my red. This is different, crafting. Crafting at night with all of you. It's another good thing to kind of play around with and figure out. Okay, let's use that. I've thought about doing that, switching it up a bit. Of course, in the evening, Jim's home, kids are home. Although Taylor went out, but then sometimes the Wi-Fi becomes a problem because everybody's on the Wi-Fi, which we don't have a very good signal here at the house. That's cute. I don't know what it should say. What should it say? Now we have that problem. Let me look at my stamps here. It doesn't have to say anything. It could just be something kind of nondescript. Seeing if anything stands out to me. We could just do like some kind of number. Important doesn't fit. Do you guys do that when you're crafting? Like especially with like stamping and stuff? It's like you're going along and then everything comes to a halt. We could do like numbers and then do the stars up above, which are super cute. Maybe let's do that. I think these numbers would fit. I think that might look cute. Doesn't mean any, has no meaning. Has no meaning. Okay. Let's do that. Oh, do a number? Should we do another? Yeah, number. Okay, good. Number. That's right. Like, should we do a number? We are doing number. Okay, number and then the stars. I think it'll fit. Where is my black? I think we could make it fit. Okay, number. That fit. And then where are my little stars? I love these so much. These will probably should be something I leave out all the time. Those are going to go on the red a little bit, but I think it's okay. Oh, maybe not. Oh, perfect. So cute. Okay. Oh, let me get these out of my way. Okay, let's ink that up. So messy today. Oh, so good, right? The first time. We'll do a little bit. I didn't do that on the other one. We'll kind of bend it a little bit. Do you guys, I don't think you can hear. Yeah, I've told you about our little neighborhood cats that we feed. We have one named Thor and Michael. I don't think Michael has a home. Thor has a home kitty corner, but I don't think he likes to be home. But I can hear him. I can hear him at the back door in the family room at the screen door. He's so loud. I don't think you guys can hear him. And he has a very, very, very distinctive meow. It's very complainy. think he probably wants food. He needs a beautiful cat. Get a little bit more ink on here. And our orange cat Cha-Cha so wants to be friends with him. He is so sweet to him. He never hisses. He never does like aggressive anything meowing. Okay, I think that's cute. Okay, where does that want to go? Just need to kind of figure out. Of course, now, no, I think that's good. I think that's probably the best over here. Now I'm rethinking. It's kind of like he's looking at the numbers, which kind of doesn't make sense, but I think it's okay. Okay. Let me just mark it, I think. All right. Oh, now I hear him. Now I think he's gone. Jim's in the bedroom watching TV. I think he's no, I think he's over at the other slider in the bedroom. I can hear him over there now. Okay. That was so cute. I'm glad we found this other little guy. He's adorable, and it ties it sweetly into the front. Okay. Well, maybe he's just looking at the stars. He's looking up at the stars. That's what we'll say he's doing. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. Okay. I feel like I need a little extra over there. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Adorable. So there's the back of our envelope / writing spot, whatever you want it to be. How cute is that? I love it. Okay, and then this is the other one. That was the other sample. So for those that came in late, I didn't plan out the collage very well. So this all ended up taking way too much room, which meant that we had to move our buttons over to the left, but I think it's still fine. And I think that, this is still pretty, it's closing well over here. So I think it's okay. And I don't mind that that's kind of hanging over the bust. I think it's super cute. So we had to, make changes on the fly. And so here's the other one. And again, I haven't glued the sides because I'm not sure how I want to use them, but I will show you one here that is glued. So that's super cute. And then there's the back. So this was actually a separate piece of ephemera that I cut out from a map. And I don't know if it was the same map. And then I just put some little stars there. So that would be cute. I should go back through my Richard Scarry book and see if I can find something that maybe was on this page, a little extra collage. Now that we've done it on that one, I think it's so cute. It's very extra, but very cute. Okay, let's close this one. And that's what it looks like with the little tag hanging down. So those are two. And then let me grab. So this was one that I made probably even last year. This is actually one of my most favorite kind of collage things that I made. In fact, Nettie's already gone, but I had made, we had to make, let's see, one of our swaps, was that maybe a couple months ago, I don't know if you guys remember, were tags. So I had used some of this paper from this children's book to make, Nettie was my swap partner. So I had done something kind of similar to her and used these book pages, but it's the same basic idea. So it was made from a large index card. Hopefully you can kind of see that. I just used one that was in yellow. And for the closure, I used some little Velcro dots for it. So that's something that you can do different with these envelopes as well. And this one I did glue. And this was like a labor of love. I did inking, and oh my gosh, I did so much stuff on this one. I just had fun. There's like these little dots. It's tissue paper that I have that has a little polka dots on it. So this was really fun. And then I did some cutout of some words. But so what you can do is if you glue the sides, then you can make a little insert for the inside. So I actually did this little decoupage of the card that's on the inside. I don't even know what it says. What does it say? There are wonderful things about a snail. And then this was some of the wording from the book. It says, the snail, his house is a shell that's easy to see, for he carries it with him wherever he goes. And so I just did a little matching kind of collage insert. And then you can put a little tab too, which is cute, that you can see through the little cutout. So yeah, definitely. I don't know. I don't know. I probably spent a whole day just working on this piece. It was a lot of fun. Let's see. Do I have postal stamps? Oh, I do. I do, Susie. That's a good idea. Of course I do. Brilliant. That would be at the back of this one, right? Let's see what I have out. I have I have another bigger one. Let's see. I feel like something blue, right? And I definitely have blue chip stamps. So if we don't have, in fact, we may use a blue chip stamp. I always have those at the ready too. I feel like blue. I feel like we need a little bit of color. So let's see. There's my bag of blue chip stamps. Here we go. Such a good idea. I love blue chip stamps because they're just sort of generic, right? Sometimes on the postage stamp, you know, you'll have like somebody's face or something like that, and I don't know. It doesn't always lend to what you're doing. My only pet peeve about these blue chip stamps is they often glued them back to back. So most often I'm successful in kind of peeling them back. Like that one's coming away pretty good. But sometimes they rip. That's my one takeaway on those. Okay. And I like to leave a little bit of this paper here too. Like not fully remove it. I think is cute. Okay. Let's ink that up a little bit. Yeah, if you're out and about and you're thrifting, some of my favorite books to pick up are these kind of 1960s, kind of 70s illustrated books. I think I had one in a haul recently, an additional one that I picked up. Okay, so we like that. Do we want something else? Does it seem like it needs something else? Let's see. For sure, that's good. Okay, I don't want to use that because we have a boat. It doesn't really. Of course, you know I want to dig in my book and find another little car. Do you think a boat's okay? What do you guys think? I think the boat's okay. It's awfully cute. Let's see. I'm always saying that. Doesn't need to make sense. And it's cute. It has a little mouse in it. We'll do a little, leave his little smokestack up here. We'll fussy cut around that. Also because it's cute and sweet. Okay, good. Good. Susie said it's good, so it's good. It's my rule. Only takes one person to say it's good. And then I'm all about it. Okay. Maybe we don't want the blue stamp then. We'll have to see. Oh my gosh, Thor is so loud. I feel so bad for him. I don't know. And he goes to so many neighbors' houses, so we're not the only ones he hangs out around. But he's a sweet, sweet cat. My other neighbor friend, I think she talked to the neighbors, and I think they had a baby this past year. So, I don't know. I think although my neighbor friend Kiki, they now own one of our old cats because he did that. He didn't like the fact that there were other cats. So it could be that because Jojo did not like the fact that we had a couple other, oh, that's so cute, that we had a couple other rescue cats from my husband's work. And so he now lives with our friends down the street and they adore him and he's happy. And that makes us happy because he was fine when they were younger, kind of kittenish. All three are boys, or were boys. One has since passed away. But I don't know, when they got bigger, I think he just felt intimidated by them, even though they're not aggressive in any way. He's the aggressive one, but he still comes over and visits us, and he'll come inside and come get food, and we give him snacks and treats. And so maybe that's what's going on with Thor, maybe with the new baby. I don't know if I like the blue chip stamp. Let's see here. Let me look. I feel like we need something red, right? I know, Terry, I feel so bad for him. And he does come in our house because we have a cat door and he's super sneaky, Thor, the Bengal one. He's super sneaky. We open the garage, he'll run in the garage, goes under my car. We don't know he's in there until next thing we know he's in the house. And honestly, if he was, nicer, he doesn't attack Cha-Cha, but if he was a little bit nicer, we would let him come in and hang out more, but that's my guess. I'm thinking with the baby, he's just, I don't know. But I know several other neighbors he goes to their house all the time too, and they try to feed him. Although I don't think he eats there. I think he only eats, ooh, that's an airplane. Is that cute? Do we like the airplane? I don't know. We clashing with the red and the pink, but I feel like maybe we need a label. Should we do a label again? Something about the labels. Where are the labels good? Let's see. What do you guys, whoops. I keep pulling on that. What do you guys think? Okay, because there's the boat. So we know the boat is a keeper. Boat is adorable. Maybe we don't need anything other than the boat. So the boat is a for sure. Or maybe I just am not doing the collage and the. Here's one that's a little bit more nondescript. Oh, that one's not too bad. That one's a little bit better. I think the coloration on that one is a little bit better. What happened to the blue chip stamp? I think I just threw it away. Here it is. Oh, now that's kind of cute. What do we think about that? Do we like it if we layer the blue chip stamp with the other stamp and then kind of have the boat there? I kind of like that. What do you think, Susie? What do you think, Terry? That I don't mind. That I do not mind. You like that, Susie? Okay, good. Okay, I think that's the winner. Now let's see. I think that's good. Where do we want the boat? I feel like the boat is, I think the boat is good there. Just gonna do that for a second. We'll do our little lifty thing. Okay, good. Terry likes it too. It's unanimous. Yeah, he's such a sweet boy. I mean, he has that very Siamese Bengal cat meow. It is so loud. And it kind of sounds like he's upset, which he's not. Kind of complainy. It's kind of a complainy meow. And Chachi just wants to be friends. He, like, Thor will, come by one window and then Chachi sees him. And then Thor will walk, like along the side of the house into the backyard. And then Chachi just runs through the house and like goes window to window to window to follow him. And they will sit very close to each other. Like if we have the slider open, screen is shut, and they'll be maybe a foot away from each other and kind of fine. They'll blink and they'll yawn and, they'll, I don't know, groom themselves. So it's not altogether not a good situation, and maybe it's that maybe Thor's a little intimidated by Chachi, because even though he's a Bengal cat, I think he's quite skinny, so I think Chachi probably has a little bit weight on him. But Chachi's like a little angel baby. He has like nothing aggressive in his nature at all. Never heard him hiss. He's just a sweet boy. Okay, so I have that. Oh, this is cute. I'm glad you had the suggestion, Susie. It's perfect now. Okay. Oh, so cute, right? Ah, that's perfect. Okay, let's do maybe a little bit of, splatter in the back. And I think I'm even going to do a little bit on the front, even though I kind of kept it splatter free. I tell you what, you guys turned around my day hanging out with all of you. Made all the craziness a-okay. I think giving it a little bit of splatter over there, I think that kind of helps. Hopefully you guys can see that. I think that helps a little bit. Do a little bit there. Whoops. A little bit here. I don't want to get too crazy. Oh, I can't do there because it has those little thingies there. Cute. Okay. And that is it. Isn't it cute? Even though it doesn't, I get it. Does it make sense? We got the car. Well, I guess it does. With the car and it's the bridge and it's going over the water, I think. I think that was what the original illustration was. I mean, this came from where was this? Oh, this, I think the boat was underneath this one, I think, right? I think if anybody remembers back, I think the boat was underneath this one, but it's still the same, like the bridge. So cute. Oh, you guys have the best suggestions. And that is it. Sometimes you end up like kind of playing around with that a little bit, but it hangs nicely. All right. Okay, I'm not going to clean up. Let me I'll change the screen and then we can chit chat for a little bit. Let's see what is coming up next. Oh, that was the other thing. My touch screen no longer works. So that's the other bizarre thing that happened today. So now I have to use this mouse. Okay, settings. So weird. Very weird day. Oops, now see, now I can't even do that. I can't X out with my finger. Oh my goodness. All right. Oh, where's the comments? Comments. Oh my goodness. See, now I can't. I keep touching it and it doesn't work anymore. I'll have to have Taylor help me figure that. That's a good, yes. The car is going on the tugboat. That's how we make sense of our collage. That is right. And they're kind of, because the colorway is similar. So, whoops, that's covering that up. But yeah, the colorway is kind of similar. So they are matching. They do tell a story. And then we have our little hobo guy. And he's going to catch a ride from somebody. Maybe he goes that way. I don't know. That's so funny. All right. Okay, what do I have to talk about really quick? So, whoops, everything is falling. Next week, 2 things fun going on next Thursday. Next week, Amy, I'm going to say it right, Amazing Amy's Art, because I always want to say Amy's Amazing Art, but Amazing Amy Art, Amy's Art. Amy is my guest next week for 3rd Thursday. So you guys get out we're going to be playing with rubber stamps, and she's going to share all her tips and techniques and expertise as an artist, because Amy is an artist. She's going to give us tips and techniques of using alcohol markers, which I'm very excited about because I am a complete novice. I do have one set of alcohol markers, but I'm not good at all with them, blending, all that kind of good stuff to get, like little mini masterpieces. So I'm going to be getting out my rubber stamps so basically we're coloring them in. So we're going to be rubber stamping and then coloring them in and making little works of art. The thumbnail is already up for that. So you guys can go, it's already under the lives. The supply list is very small. Amy says she loves to use cardstock. So just white cardstock, rubber stamps, and if you have alcohol markers. And then she also suggested that jelly, like white jelly pens or white Posca pens are good too for doing little highlighting. So that's what we are playing with and doing next week with Amy. And then the Thursday evening, also next week, I will be on Hazel's channel, Hazel Anaka, and I'm doing her heart to heart with Hazel. So I can't wait for both. Oh, you did, Terry? Good. Yeah, I have a small set too. Let's see which ones. And these are, they're not like They're nice though. I have to say the few times that I've used them, I've enjoyed them. So I have this King art. I don't know how many are in here. I got really congested all of a sudden. 60. So this is like a 60 pack set. And these are the only ones I have. Maybe Taylor has some as well. But so I think this is going to be fun. We're going to learn how to blend and make little mini masterpieces. And I have a lot of like the wooden rubber stamps that I haven't used before. I thrifted them that have, you know, like they're like little mini scenes, right? Like little kind of mini artwork. So I'm excited. Yours came from Amazon. I'm sure they're super good. Yeah. You probably, Susie, if you don't have alcohol markers, I should have put that in there too. You can also use colored pencils. So if you have colored pencils, and that's what I have used more often is colored pencils to color in my rubber stamps. Also, watercolors work really good. And I've done that too with watercolors. So they're fun, but I wouldn't run out and, you know, get some just for the day. I think colored pencils and watercolors work really well. Do you have some stamps like that? Yeah, I have stamps like that I've never used. And they're beautiful. They're really kind of intricate, beautiful designs. So I think it's going to be fun to play around with those and color those in. So those are the two things that are going on next Thursday. And the last couple days, you know how I love my ephemera, right? I love to make all the little bits and pieces that go into journals. But I've made journals, but I like the little bits and pieces, I think, more than making a whole big journal. I like small journals. I find that I have good follow through if they're small. I end up decorating them probably because I like all the bits and pieces in the ephemera, but I am working on a larger journal project for us to use all the kind of Victorian, all the kind of, I don't want to say girly, but kind of the romantic, all the ephemera that we've made together, probably what, five weeks or so. So I am working on a larger journal project, and probably what I'll do is, I don't know, I'm still trying to kind of work out, but I think I will show you guys how to put that journal together. I'm still pulling papers and stuff. So the journal will kind of go with the theme of all this fun ephemera that we made together, kind of many weeks in a row. So we have all our envelopes, which of course were beautiful. I hope to incorporate some of the embossed papers that we made with Kathy too, when Kathy was with us, Picasso Cat, you could kind of see. So I want to incorporate all that. Here's some of the other tags that we made together. So that's kind of the theme for that. So that will be the following Thursday. Does that take us through June? So that would be the 26th of June. And then maybe what we'll do is we'll kind of carry that on into July. And once we have our journals made, we'll do a little bit of extra kind of decorating, because I think we'll probably have to fluff. Yeah, see, watercolor pencils. Yeah, watercolor pencils and watercolors. Yeah, will be perfect. I think you'll have fun with that. So yeah, we'll be utilizing all of that, and then I don't know what we'll do after that. We'll see where the wind takes us. So that's what we have to look forward to. And then I hope to do some, I kind of in the back burner, when we get into July, I'd like to do at least one project maybe that's kind of patriotic, red, white, and blue. I love that colorway, red, white, and blue. So hopefully I'll come up with something that's a little patriotic. I can't, Susie. It's so crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy to think that it's already July. And as usual, I'm always behind. I should have prepped like patriotic 4th of July stuff. Like, I don't know, at the beginning of the year, like January. I'm not one of those people. I envy those that are planners and they plan ahead and they have all their projects prepped and they kind of know what they're doing every week throughout the month. But somehow it always comes together. And of course, having like Amy suggesting the travel theme and you guys coming up with great ideas really helps and spur me. Let's see. Oh, see, here comes Amy with firecracker tags. Oh, what would that be? Ooh, what do you envision? Ooh, firecracker tags, like in the shape of a fire. Ooh, I'm gonna write that down. I wrote hers down from last week. What would that be? Oh my gosh, that's quite interesting. How come I don't have any? Here we go. Let me see. I always have to pull paper out of my trash can. Firecracker tags. Ooh. Okay, that's getting the creative juices flowing. Tags. Yeah, lots of possibilities with that. I'm also too like I don't know why I'm envisioning like what is that? TNT? What do you call it? Dynamite? I'm envisioning like a stick of red dynamite with like a fuse and like stuff coming out. But that's not a firecracker, right? They're a vintage firecracker box art for printing. Ooh, okay. Ooh. Oh, that sounds really cool. Yeah, like TNT with tinsel. Like tinsel, like a string and like tinsel. I don't know, what would we do with that in terms of a junk journal? Well, it could be like a little, like a piece. It would be flat still, right? Like a little piece of ephemera. I'll have to put the link up in the community tab. It's probably going back like 2 years. I used to do more decor kind of items, more kitschy decor. Rather than the junk journaling, but still paper crafting when I first started out on YouTube. And I have a cute little tutorial of how to make fabric covered firecrackers. Do I have them here? I don't know if I could grab it easy. Out of like paper towel and toilet paper rolls. Then you cover them with like cute vintage fabric and then make the little, like the tinsel, whatever the fire thing that's coming out the top. They're so cute and super easy to make. So I'll have to post that on the community tab, and then I always pull them out. I need to decorate my little shelfie here. I need to get all my patriotic 4th of July things out. Let's see. You do? Okay, so you have the firecracker. I was writing down firecracker box. Yes, like the Roadrunner. Glitter with stencils to make firecracker bursts as big effects. Oh, I'm just loving it. Yes, with crepe paper would work really well too, right? To get I have so much tinsely yarn, like trim. I have bins and buckets load of vintage Christmas tree tinsel too. I have blue, I have red, I have silver, because I collected it for a long time and hoarded it to use for my assemblages. So I have a ton of that, which Amy knows a lot of it came from Jan. Antiques from Karen. I bought a lot of it from Jan that I have. So, okay. So that's what it'll be. We'll see how we go with the journal, how far we get and how we get it decorated, but for sure, at least, one Thursday, maybe 2, that'll be patriotic and 4th of July. So we'll have to see. Send me some pictures, Amy. Maybe we should like chit chat. we can work together. I know you should come on with me. I don't have a person because again, I'm falling down my responsibilities. I don't have somebody to come on for July. So just saying, if you wanted to come on for July, we could do that for the playing with on the third Thursday. You could just be a voice. You don't even have to be on the screen. So I'm just saying it would be fun. Because I think that's obviously right up your alley too. So I know you like to make all those cool things. So, okay. All right, friends. So that is it. I hope everybody enjoys the rest of their week. You all have a good weekend. If you are celebrating or doing some Father's Day things, I hope you guys have a great time and spend time with those that you love and do things that make you happy and create, and have a great weekend. And I will see you all next Thursday. Bye, everybody. Thank you. Oh, see, it's not working because I have to use my mouse. Oh my goodness. End stream. All right. Bye, guys.